a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know.
I go into overdrive.
I bring in my phasers like that.
Welcome to Gamers Overdrive Retro Mode. Kick back and relax while I blast you back in time and guide you down a pixelated, coin-operated, button-mashing memory lane paved with joysticks, consoles, and dusty old cartridges. Where good guys are always good guys, bad guys are always bad guys, and the fate of the universe lies in your hands. Time to kick it into overdrive. Retro Mode. Insert coin to play.
Merry Christmas! Welcome back to Gamers Overdrive Retro Mode. I'm your host, Johnny Retro. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, share this video, and don't forget to like and comment below. Again, Merry Christmas. It's that wonderful time of year. This is the day after Christmas. I'm filming this one day after the big arrival of the fat man himself, Santa Claus. My daughter Zelda had an amazing magical experience, and that's really what the season is all about. So happy to be here with you on this episode because I'm talking about something that holds a special place in my heart. Seems like everything on this channel holds a special place in my heart, doesn't it? But this one is Christmas-based, so this is the game called Christmas Nights. Now, this is not technically a game. It's actually a demo disc. It was originally released as a part of a magazine pack-in. And I remember back in 1996, I was 14 years old. I was going to an all-boys Catholic high school in Westwood, Massachusetts. I'm from Dorchester, the inner city of Boston. And I just remember being bussed out to that school, and I really hated it. I hated everything about it. I couldn't fit in. I couldn't make any friends. It was out in the middle of the forest, in the middle of nowhere. I was an inner city kid. And so I dove deeper into games around that period of my life, just as an escape from, the mundane reality of my miserable existence. But no, seriously, it was right around that time in that year of high school that this game came out, and I remember going to Blockbuster Video after school one day, and they had it everywhere. It was in their their bargain bin. They used to have this little bargain bin type deal in the front, and they had it put in jewel cases, and it was so cheap. I think it was only like $2 or $3, and I think that's because they probably illegally ripped it out of the magazine and sold it separately. I bet it wasn't for resale. I should check that disc and see if it says not for resale. Not that I care that much, but interesting anyway. So I took it home, I popped it in, and I was treated to what was like a mind-blowingly amazing game. Now, I had NiGHTS, the game NiGHTS, which is also one of my favorites on the Saturn. It's a semi-3D, kind of on a 2D plane, flying simulator, I guess you'd call it, or a dream simulator, really. You play these kids who take on the persona of this flying androgynous character named NiGHTS. And in the Christmas version, it's really amazing because it used the Saturn's internal clock for the first time, as far as I know of. So the Saturn had a built-in clock that told you the month and date, and the game would read that clock and change its features depending on what time of the year it was played in. So if it was played in the winter months, it was called Winter Nights. If it was played on Christmas Day, it was Christmas Nights. And the graphics would change, the music would change. If it was played on New Year's, it would be New Year's Nights, and then you would play this kind of like a Joker-type character with stripes. And any other time of year, it would just be like a holiday theme. But it was unheard of at the time, and I don't know of many games that have done that in the history of gaming. Just using the internal clock of a console and then altering the actual game itself. Pretty amazing, especially for like $2 or $3, which is what I paid for it. So I played it on that Christmas, and I just made a little tradition out of it every year, all the way up until now. And I don't play it every single year, but I know a lot of really hardcore Saturn nerds. They play it religiously on Christmas. It's like their Christmas thing. And not without good reason, because, like I said, the game itself is great. It's just like regular NiGHTS, but the music is unbelievable. The score that they did for this Christmas game is just really beautiful, and it's got all the Christmas theme going on. So it feels very, very in the season, very festive. Now, a couple of years ago, more than a couple of years ago now, the NiGHTS was re-released for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 in an HD version, and it was an HD remake, which looks amazing. You're actually looking on the screen behind me. That's the PS3 version getting ready to load up, and it's so well made. It's one of those remakes done right. They just took the original game exactly as it was, made it widescreen, super HD, and rebuilt all of the graphics, and it's just perfect. It makes going back to play NiGHTS not the sad experience it is when you actually do go back and play original Saturn NiGHTS, which is also available inside the game. You can choose to play the original version or the updated HD version. And for me, it's no comparison. You've got to go with the HD remake. It's so much better in every way. And if you put in a code into this HD remake, you can get access to Christmas NiGHTS, which is what I'm going to play for you today. I'm also going to show the code on screen in case you're interested. If you have it for PlayStation 3, this is the code right here. And this will unlock everything in the game, including Christmas NiGHTS. And if you have it for Xbox 360, here is the code right here. So you can access these things by playing through the game, but who has time for that? Just put the code in. You know you want to. Put the code in and enjoy Christmas NiGHTS. So here we go. I'm going to play it for you on the PlayStation 3. I'm going to record my actual screen. I don't have a screen capture device to actually hook it up to the PS3, unfortunately. But I will record my full screen here, and I'll be using the Retrobit Saturn controller. I did an episode on this controller. You should check it out if you haven't seen it yet. It's a really good episode. And this controller is like the ideal way to play NiGHTS now, because this is the original Saturn controller. There was a really interesting controller that was released specifically for NiGHTS back in the day. It was, this is it right here. It looks really funky, but it actually feels amazing in the hand. I picked up a few of these back in the late 90s for like $5 brand new each. Long story about what happened to those. I'll do another episode on that sad story. But this is actually the controller that was used as the foundation for the design of the Sega Dreamcast controller. And I'm sure you can see the similarities there. But anyway, I'm going to play Christmas NiGHTS because it's Christmas. And I'm going to play it on the Saturn controller because that's the way that it should be played. So here we go. Christmas NiGHTS in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so once you put in your code, you get this message here. It says everything in the game is now accessible. Please note that saving data, unlocking trophies, and uploading to the scoreboards have been disabled until you restart the game. So I say just save yourself a lot of trouble and just put the code in and have some fun. Now, what I just realized is I did this and I forgot to fix my PS3's internal clock, because this game is going for real authenticity here, and they actually rely on the PlayStation 3's internal clock too. So if it's not Christmas on your internal clock, you will not be able to play Christmas NiGHTS as you remembered it. So very interesting. I had to go back. I changed because, as I told you, today is the day after Christmas for me. So I had to go back and put it on, lie to my system basically, and tell it that it's Christmas. So you have Brand New Dreams. This is the HD remake. This is the original Saturn. It's really cool that they included that. And this is Christmas Dreams right here. So this is Christmas NiGHTS. So yeah, basically this is what you're getting here. This is NiGHTS, but it's just this really awesome Christmas skin, this Christmas theme. And the music is really awesome. It has this really festive theme. It just feels like Christmas, you know? And so if you do play this on Christmas, I think it's a nice little holiday tradition that you can enjoy with your kids. And you can introduce this to your kids if you do have young kids who are interested in what gaming was like in the mid-90s. And it will be less offensive to them than if you popped in a real Saturn version. Because like I said, those 3D graphics on the Saturn do not hold up well. As you'll see in this game, you know, they do have the Saturn version, which you can play and see how jaggy and janky it looked. Not terrible, you know, it still looks good, but once you see this version, you're just going to only want to play this version. So basically, yeah, you're flying around, you're trying to catch these orbs, you're trying to make it through the round. The stage goes in rounds, so it has like a checkpoint, and you just go around in a loop, and you're trying to get as many orbs as possible in as short of an amount of time, and then deposit them into this weird little bubble thing. And so I filled that up, and when you get this little yellow trail, you can do like these trick loop-de-loop thingies. And yeah, this game is just really fun. It's kind of I don't want to say mindless. It's not mindless, you know. When you get better at it, you do develop some skills and techniques, and you know, it becomes easier to play, of course. But it's very relaxing. You don't have to overthink this one. You can kind of just chill out, fly through the stages, and enjoy the nice graphics and music. And it's really cool. So I got a C on that round, but I'm going to give this game an overdrive rating for Christmas. I think this is a really awesome, maybe the best Christmas game that there is. There aren't many Christmas games that I know of, but this is definitely my favorite Christmas video game. Alright everybody, thank you for joining me on Gamers Overdrive Retro Mode, and I hope you enjoyed this little peek into Christmas nights. Don't forget, if you do want to play Christmas nights as you see it now, you have to set the internal clock on either your PlayStation or your Xbox to December 25th, because otherwise you'll get the other versions that I mentioned. So if you want to see this cool Christmas version, make sure you fix the clock before you play. Alright everybody, Merry Christmas, and I'll see you next time.